Check me. What is up? No, I don't know is in the building TV. Man, I'm chilling like a villain. Let me turn this clown ass shit down. God damn. Hey, what is going on? What is going on? Hey, man, I made it back. I made it back. This is the No, I Don't Know TV series. Whatever the fuck you want to call it, podcast. I don't give a fuck what it is. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody that's been checking it out. Hey, another clown ass day at the Court Plantation. I got a lot of shit to get off my chest today. So we about to get right into it. Man. Let me cut this shit down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Shit, so motherfucker will be like, huh? Type shit. But anyway, hey, man, I'm just happy to be here another motherfucking day. Another fucking dollar or 10 cents. You know, melanated people only get 10 cents. So that's all we gonna go with. Hey, I'm about to promote some. And it's from this company called Black Noble. They out of Philadelphia. So I'm about to promote them. Yes, that is real African black soap. Not the clown ass black soap that you get from Walmart. Even though, you know, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But this is the real African black soap. I got some from Freedom Paper Company. That's Nation Islam. I got it from them too. The toothpaste is bomb too from them. It's real toothpaste, not motherfucking rat poison. So yeah, get your mind right with this. This is good for your skin. Exfoliate your shit. This is the shit that melanated people need. For every other race that want it, go ahead and go copy some of that shit too from Black Noble. I got some sea moss too. Sea moss is bomb, courtesy of Dr. Sabi. I'ma always promote this shit because this shit is bomb. So check this out, man. I think this is their P.O. box. It's 410 South Street, Philly, Pennsylvania, 19147. And then the phone number is 215-965-1559. Go check this out, man. That's where I got these products from. This shit bomb right here, though. This Sea Moss Gold soap, this shit is bomb, man. This shit smell like it smell like incense. This shit is bomb. But anyway, man, go check them out, man. That shit is bomb. I be fucking with it. So that shit is bomb, man. Go check it out, man. I use the soap and shit. Go get you some soap. Wash your ass. God damn. Shit. You got some water, some running water, and run that water over your ass. Your public ass that just stinking. Shit. A lot of you motherfuckers walk around here and talk about I got the new goddamn Jordans, and your ass smells like Republic Services. God damn. But anyway, hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening again, subscribing. Hey, man, we about to get right into it. Look, we got to get right into it, man. Man. Oh, my God. I was reading this thing on, I forgot what news media it was, about Drayvon Ames or whatever his name. His name is Drayvon. I think his girl's name is Aisha Harper. And I guess they was at a Dollar Tree or whatever, and or a Family Dollar, one of those 99-cent stores, you know, that are like $89 a share. They making a lot of money. Motherfuckers be talking shit about the 99-cent store and the dollar store and all them. Them motherfuckers is making money. But anyway, they were there, and I guess they was shopping and doing some shopping. So long story short, the little baby, the little daughter, I guess, of the two, walked out with the store with one of the toys, and they said that they were shoplifting, and the police were called. So when the police came, it just got really out of hand, and they, you know, roughing up the brother, Drayvon, and then roughing up the sister, trying to take her, you know, snatch her up while she got the babies in her hand. We gotta, look, I'm gonna tell you what we need to do. First, we gotta stop being so emotional. I know you get nervous because, you know, you want to cry and you want to argue back. Just don't say nothing. Let them do what they gonna do. Know who you gonna call. And if somebody's watching this, make sure they get it on video. And then y'all follow the police cars to the police station where that person will be booked. And then y'all make sure y'all have some bail money, and then y'all fight it another way. We gotta stop getting emotional. That they like that. and being resistant, because what happens is once you don't comply, you have to comply, because once you don't comply, that gives them their reason to start talking crazy to you, to want to shoot you. We've had too many instances where Trayvon Martin, Oscar Grant, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Walter Scott, Freddie Gray, you know what I'm saying? Sandra Bland. We got too many. Then the brother, I forgot his name, out of Sacramento. That brother got killed. You know, and it's like we have too many examples. So we really got to understand what it is. Because even if they watch those videos, they're still going to use deflection and fragility. And there's a book called White Fragility. I've showed it a whole bunch of times. They know what they're doing. They know what the fuck it is. They know what they're policing. They're policing stereotypes. You fit the stereotype, guilty, nigga. You're going to jail. Y'all, we got to start educating each other. Each one has to teach one. And you young, man, my millennials, any person that's listening to this and they got sons or daughters, please tell them this. Y'all got to start educating yourselves and listening. Listen to your elders, man. Listen to the people that's older than you, man, because they've been through more, they've seen more, they know what it is. And elders, us, we got to start educating ourselves with these books, man. We got to start knowing what the new Jim Crow is, and knowing what Black Labor, White Wealth, and knowing what the ISIS Papers is by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. We have to know what it is so we can know how to diagnose them. That's why I did a podcast called When We See Them, because we know how they feel about us. We can talk about that till the cows come home. But how do you view them? Because you have to know thyself, but know thy enemy. And they are the enemy. They're not your friends. I don't care how much you laugh and joke with them, and especially a part of law enforcement. You know, even the melanated brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? They tread a thin line because they want to hold that blue line because of the fraternal order of police. But guess what? You still a nigga. So you're a second tier fraternal of order of policemen. But a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters, we don't know that because we think we're a part of them. So we be laughing and risking our lives for them and, you know, stay strong. But then when it comes to black and white issues, now you got to go, you got to go with them. That's why everybody needs to go watch on Netflix. It's called Flint Town. It's about the police department in Flint, Michigan, and how it's a divide between the Caucasian police officers and the melanated police officers. The melanated police officers was not scared of their own people. But the Caucasians, they was definitely scared. One of the Caucasians, he had shot and killed a melanated brother. And still on the force. And basically said it. Wow, if there were cameras around all that, I probably wouldn't have a job. You damn right you wouldn't have a job. Basically, you letting it be known. We've been doing that. But how do you even look at them the same way? See, when I watched that video of them, all I heard was about a lot of hollering and the baby's crying. We have to start conditioning ourselves to know how to react. Because for every action, there's a reaction. And I get it. It is very difficult. I've been pulled over by the police a lot. And I conduct myself. Here you go, officer. Here goes the stuff. And that's it. Because I already know they're afraid of us. I already know what they're going to do. I remember when I first moved to Las Vegas, before they had the clown ass, for all you that live in Las Vegas, before they had the clown ass, what is it called? The mall, the outlet, the Las Vegas Premium Outlet Mall. This is way before all that shit. And I was taking a shortcut through there, through Grand Central, and we got pulled over. Me and this bitch I used to fuck with. And I remember they made us get out the car. They searched us. They searched my car. I didn't know the law, so I just let them do all that. Now, if I didn't know the law, they'd be like, you gotta have probable cause. What do you need to search my vehicle for? You know, can you get a commanding officer to come out? And it was melanated people. It was melanated brothers. It was melanated brothers that were searching the car, had it standing out there like we committed some crime, just because at the time the insurance didn't kind of match up and all that. It just was bogus. And they get a kick out of a lot of that shit until it's they family. And then when it's they family, now it's like, stay strong and black brother, please, and all this other shit. See, we got to know what deflection is. Deflecting. We got to know what fragility is. You know what I mean? And we you know, when they deflect and they have fragility, and I didn't even get a chance to look up fragility in the etymology dictionary, and I'm probably gonna look this up as I'm talking because I like to look up these things. And for y'all that don't have an etymology dictionary, go get you one. That's gonna give you the origins of the words, why the words were created. There's a difference between currency and money. Look those up. But anyway, as I was watching, I was just watching all the emotion. I was watching how the police officer kicked the brother Drayvon's leg and just kicked it, like, and yelling and screaming. Because, see, here's what they want y'all to think. That black people are the only emotional beings and that the dominant society never gets emotional. Clearly on that video footage, that officer was very emotional, just like the officer was emotional from the dominant society who shot and killed Philando Castile. He was very emotional, just like the officer that shot and killed Oscar Grant. Very emotional, just like the officers that shot and killed Alton Sterling. Just like the officers, these are all Caucasian officers, dominant society, that damn near broke Sandra Bland's arm. These are all, they're emotional too, because they're policing stereotypes because of what they've been socially engineered to think about us. We're animals, we're this, we're that, we're domineering, we're this, we're evil. These are all social stereotypes, engineering stereotypes. And what I mean like that is engineered. They rest haven on your membrane. You know what I mean? Like, if you program in a whole bunch of people from the dominant society that niggas ain't shit, they steal, they kill, they ghetto, they this and they that, that's what they gonna think about the majority of melanated people that they come across. And they're not gonna change that. So we gotta know how to conduct ourselves. Because, and I'm not saying we gotta do better, just have a sense of calmness. Long as somebody's got it on video, you have to have some sense of calm. And I know you're in fear for your life. You should be in fear for your life because they are shooting us and killing us with impunity. And then they getting off talking about, oh, I was in fear for my life. Like Van Dyke out of Chicago with the help of Rahm Emanuel and the goddamn police chief and the state attorney. They all were colluding together. See, the odds are stacked against us in the first place, so we gotta know what it is. I always say that. You gotta know what it is. You have no friends. You have no allies. Ain't nobody coming to rescue you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. And they don't give a flying fuck about who you are. So when you're talking this, I got my rights and all this other shit, no. Okay, you got your rights, then what we need to start doing is learning how to put a lien on these policemen's bonds. Get all they badge, their first, last name, their badge numbers, and you start putting liens on their bonds. And learn how to do that. That's what look, I'm about to learn how to do that shit. And I'm about to go down there to Clark County and figure out where all the bonds are kept for all civil service workers. Because they have to be licensed, bonded, and insured. That's all a part of the government. That's all part of the loopholes. See, those are things that we got to start reading. But you know what? We'll get to that. Just, if you can't, Google it. Look it up. Go watch a Moorish Science Temple video. They kind of break that shit down. See, you don't got to join these religious groups and movements just to learn the knowledge. Y'all always hear me talking about the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm not with all things, and people are not going to agree necessarily with me. They're not going to agree with how I go about things, or view things. That's not what it's about. It's about banding together and coming together as a collective. So while one person was videotaping Brother Drayvon and Aisha Harper, somebody else should have said, okay, officer, can I just please have the children? And then let them arrest her, follow the police car to follow the squad car to the whatever precinct they going to, and have that bail money. And then that's it. All this hooping and hollering and, oh, look at what they doing. And it only takes one person to video. Everybody else got to get into action. We got to know how to have a plan of action. You already got to be thinking 10 steps ahead. Once they say that you stole something, immediately you say, okay, officer, I did not steal nothing, but if you're going to arrest me, then fine. And that's it. And then you try to get you an attorney, or so on and so on. And we will get back to that. The next thing I want to talk about is the reason why I'm saying don't be emotional, because, man, my ass had jury duty yesterday, and let me tell you, I'm about to get into that shit right now. That was some bullshit. This government, this so-called United States of America, they so full of shit, man. That jury duty wasn't nothing but a bunch of bullshit. First of all, I'll tell you this about the jury duty. It's over with now. They had a whole bunch of people in there. It wasn't a whole lot of melanated people in there, but it was a whole lot of Asians and Latino brothers and sisters. And there was a whole lot of Latino brothers and sisters that could not speak English. And these are the people that they had come down there for jury duty. That's supposed to be a juror of your peer. Now that I'm not, a part of the jury, it was a brother that was on trial, a criminal trial. Lasted about 4 days, and it was a brother. Now, you tell me this. Now, how is a Latino brother or sister that can't even interpret English that great going to be able to justly either find this defendant guilty or innocent, and you can't even interpret English? And this is no diss, because there was some Chinaman, Asian men down there, it was an Indian there. You couldn't understand what he was saying. He couldn't really understand what they were saying. He kept acting like he didn't hear. Then he was acting like he spoke Spanish to one of the Latino sisters. And then when the Latino sister started talking Spanish, he looked at her like she was crazy. I had to tell Latino sister, he don't understand no damn Spanish. And I looked at him and said, man, why you tell her that? You don't even understand Spanish your damn self. Then you got, how they, because I was a juror, so they have to pick, long story short, they got to pick, jurors. So you got to have 12. So they had about 60 of us in the goddamn courtroom. They had, not 60, I'll say 45 to 50 in the goddamn courtroom. And they got 24 that's on the jury. They had 24 basically on the jury box. 12, and then they put more seats down. Then they had us sitting in the audience, but we were still alternate jurors while the defendant was in there. It was just a bunch of bullshit. And then they asked you all these goddamn personal questions about where you worked. And, people was trying to get out of this shit, which I don't blame them. And the first thing about jury duty that they don't understand is pick jurors that want to be there. But then you have to do it in decency and in order. The judge was asking this one Latino sister, she said she had 8 kids. She was like, I have 8 kids. And then she's like, wow. Well, where do you work at? And she was like, oh, I work for Stacy's Casino. She said, well, how old are your kids? And then she was like 29, 27, 26, 25. She said, okay, just give me a general. And I'm thinking the whole time, why are you asking this lady this? Do your older kids work? Man, that lady was like, she just smiled. I do not know. And then she said, then the judge asked her in front of everybody, so do your kids work or, And then she said, then the judge asked this Latino sister, do you understand what she said? She said, I speak Spanish. I was in that motherfucking courtroom laughing my ass off because I'm like, and these are the motherfuckers that y'all selecting to be on a jury and you can't even interpret. Look, and you like, oh, Warren, that's racist. Let me tell you why it's not. If Warren's black ass committed a fucking crime in Korea or in Gaul or in Mexico or anywhere, they not finna have a whole bunch of black people on their jury that can't understand. No, they finna have the people they gonna have people that can understand their dialect, their language, and their shit. That's what they not finna have. Look, let me tell you something. If I was over there in France, they're not gonna have me sit on the jury just because I'm a citizen of France. Okay, we're gonna put him on the jury on jury duty. And then when they get to speaking in French, I'm like, what? You speak English? They gonna be like, clown, you're in France. You are in France, motherfucker. And that's the thing that gets me about the judicial system. Oh, and by the way, melanated people, it was 4 or 5 of us. It was 5 of us. It was 3 melanated sisters and 2 melanated brothers, and I was one of them. It was 5 out of 50 people. 5, but it was a bunch of Latinos, bunch of Asians. One Asian doctor was like, I'm a doctor, I gotta see patients, I ain't got time to deal with this shit. They let his ass go. But it was a lot of Asians. Oh, can you repeat the question? That shit. And these are the people that's going to fucking either say guilty or not guilty. Man, I said, boy. And I was like, damn, I hope he. And then, they got to present their case, not present their case, but like kind of give you a synopsis of how the trial going to be and all this other shit. And it was a brother. And, I just told him right on. That's the only thing you do because you can't really communicate with the defendant. So I just put my fist up. You know, like, you know, hey, melanated power. He put his fist up and he smiled because I didn't get picked. I wanted to get picked, though. I don't give a fuck if he was on tape robbing. Not guilty. And that's a fact. And they do it for their people. I wanted to get on that fucking trial. I was begging and pleading like, man, black gods, please, melanated gods, let me get on this drawer, because they only had one sister. Then they had another sister, and she was retired, school district from Milwaukee. Cool sister, very educated, master's degree. Oh, they ask you all that shit. If you're educated, master's, because they got to write and dictate all that shit. And I was like, they not gonna pick that sister. And they was like, have you served as a juror before? And she was like, yeah, I've been on juries before. And I was like, nah. And at the last minute, and then there was another melanated brother on there, and they asked him, is there anything that can make you impartial to the law? He said, yeah, police officers. They treat, growing up, being African American in this city, we get treated unfairly. But he didn't really know how to communicate it the right way. I wanted to get with that brother because I know he didn't want to be there, but I wanted to get with him because the only thing I would have said was, I'm very impartial when it comes to law enforcement. And if they'd have been like, why? I'd have been like, okay, Central Park 5, Oscar Grant, Philando Castile, Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Alton Sterling, Eric Gardner. Need I say more? And that was all on video. They would have kicked, okay, get this nigga up out of here. And after a while, they kept, the district attorney kept arguing with him, going back and forth. And then I was like, yeah, his ass ain't gonna be on there. And I don't think he really got it. Maybe he probably couldn't afford to be there and had to go to work. And they ended up picking one sister out of 5 of us. One. Out of 5 melanated people and out of 50 people. That's how many people was there. That's why I was like, God damn. And I could tell he was looking like, God damn, man. And I was like, I hope he ain't got public. I hope those attorneys over there ain't public defenders. Because if they public defenders, I almost, you know, because I was the alternate, I always wanted to be like, damn, I ain't going to get picked. If they public defenders, then how we know if they, because let me tell you something about public defenders. You just another docket. You know, just another case on their docket. They don't give a fuck about that shit. You just another motherfucking, oh, well, got another one on here today. Another ticket on their docket. All right, well, let's just try to go through. The trial's only 4 days. And I was like, man, I hope this nigga, I hope he can afford to get a turn or something, because this nigga probably getting ready to go to jail. Because you know how they do. They try to get you to plead out, and you like, I want to go to trial. And those public defenders don't want to go to trial because they don't give a fuck, because they don't care. They work for the system. That's why they're a public defender. They work for the system. No, you have to get an attorney that has their own practice. Then they gonna fight for you, but you gotta have money. That's how cold this fucking world is. So yeah, man. I was hoping and praying I got on jury duty yesterday, man. I was there all day. I was, man, on my breaks. I was reading this Symbol, Sex, and the Stars book, because I just got done reading this Jordan Maxwell book. For y'all that don't know, I promote this book, Matrix of Power. Very good book by Jordan Maxwell. Very good. Go cop it. It's not even a long read, but it's a very good read. That's what brought me to Symbol, Sex, and Stars. That book was, he mentioned that book in there, and it talks about religion and moon worship and sun worship and all that. Very, very good book. I read it all day while I was waiting for jury duty. But the reason why I'm talking about this shit is because, man, we don't. Dr. Claude Anderson is not fucking lying. These motherfuckers don't give a flying fuck about you in that fucking judicial system. They don't care. It's all corrupt. The judge looked like the bitch didn't want to be there. You know, it just, and I get it. I don't blame her. She probably like, man, it's some bullshit. You should just plead guilty. You're going to jail anyway. Oh, because at the end, both of the attorneys let us know. The DA and the defense attorneys, which are probably public defenders, both let us know. Well, you could decide whether he's guilty or not guilty, but it's up to the judge to determine really what his sentence is. Just like in the Van Dyke, I forgot his name, Officer Van Dyke from Chicago, who shot Laquan McDonald 16 goddamn times. He was supposed to get convicted for each count was each bullet. So he was about to get like 25 years. That judge gave him 6 years. And I guarantee he'll be working for another police department when he gets out. Or probably the same fucking one as a paper pusher. With this so-called, I was in fear for my life. Here's my biggest thing. If you're in fear for your life, then why do you want to be a police officer? Why do you want to police melanated people? You know why they want to police melanated people? Because we are the easiest people to police, because to them, we are sheep. We are animals to them. And they don't give a flying fuck who you are. And they'll smile, laugh, and joke with you. And then they'll shoot you and kill you with impunity and get on that stand and say, I was in fear for my life. And the Fraternal Order of Police will back them. And that is a big organization. Remember that. And they don't give a flying fuck who you are, what you about, you going up against them. So when I was when I was watching how they were corresponding, I'm watching the court martial, and he was a brother, and he just in there. He reminded me of a Sambo, of a Steven from Django. Then people wasn't following directions in there, and it was a Caucasian lady, very, very, very confident Caucasian lady, and she leaned over to me and she said, you know what is shocking? It's a whole bunch of people that's in the 24 jury's box who might get selected, who have degrees, that can't even follow directions and speak clearly and correctly. And I was laughing my ass off because she had a degree, and I think she was retired. I was laughing my ass off. She was like, wow, it's just shocking because you're supposed to say your badge number first, then your first and last name. People was just talking out of turn. Yeah, my name is such and such, and I'm from... They're like, badge number. And people didn't understand. Clown, you have a court reporter. It's all on the record. That's why the attorneys are saying, let the record reflect nobody said such and such. I'm like, oh my God. Y'all niggas don't watch no kind of goddamn TV? God damn. You know what I'm gonna start doing too? I'm gonna start going to the courthouse and I am. Y'all think I'm playing. I'm gonna start going to the courthouse, the justice court, and just start watching trials. Y'all think I'm playing. That's been on my mind because that brother, man, he broke down. He got I could tell the hope was lost. They gotta go through and pick what juror they want. And it's a fucked up situation, man, because it was only 5 melanated people out of, I would say, 45 jurors. 5? But you had jurors in there, my Latino brothers and sisters. I got love for y'all, but goddamn, I speak of Spanish. I'm like, oh, you definitely don't need to be in here. I don't want you to preside over my goddamn case. I speak of Spanish. I'm like, oh, hell no. Man, I had those people in there laughing their ass off. The bailiff had to tell us to be the fuck quiet. And it was a Metro sitting behind us. It was a sister Metro. She was laughing her ass off too, because I was back there cracking jokes. I said, this shit is a fucking joke. This is a fucking joke. And then the judge is going back and forth with the lady who straight out told you, look, I got 8 kids. She said, so, what are your kids worth? The lady started telling her a story about her kids, said, why you work so much? And I told her, I had to work. I got to feed you. I work a lot. And the judge was like, what? I didn't ask you that. I asked you how old your kids were. And then she was like, oh, 29, 27. Where they work at? Oh, they told me I work a lot. And then the judge was like, can you understand what I said? And then she said, I speak Spanish? I was back there laughing my ass off. You know why? Because that's how fucked up our judicial system is. And there was another Caucasian brother, very, very confident. Remember, I tell you, there's a difference between confident Caucasians and low self-esteem Caucasians. Low self-esteem Caucasians always want to tell you how many black people they have as friends. Confident Caucasians, I don't give a fuck if they don't die. Look, this Caucasian brother has sat down with me when we first got in there. The brother didn't bring up no black friends because he didn't give a fuck. He didn't want to be here, and he was talking about how fucked up the system was, and he said, yeah, bro, and this is the people who are in charge of your fate if you go to jail or not. These fucking yahoos that don't even know how to process us incorrectly. He was like, this is a fucking joke. He was like, it's a fucking joke. And I was like, you ain't lying. And we just chopped it up. Very confident Caucasian. not know, yeah, man, my bro's black, and man, hey, are you related to such and such? Because you know, some Caucasians, when they get to, you know, deflecting and get to having that white fragility, they get to talking about shit that don't matter and bringing up some nigga that's on the other side of town that they think you look like. I get tired of that shit too. I be like, God damn, nigga, I don't look like him. But, you know, I digress. You know, cool. Hey, no cooning, but he was a cool white brother and very, very confident. And he was like, man, it's a pleasure meeting you, man. Shook my hand, told me his first, last name. And he was like, look, man, if you're ever coming up this way, he lived in Mawapa Valley. He was like, if you're coming up this way, man, you want to go get you some fireworks or something, man, I got you. Cool Caucasian brother. Where they at? Where are they? I know a couple of them. Where are they? I worked with a couple of them. Those are the ones I'm looking for. And let me tell you something. It's not about a Caucasian brother agreeing with every philosophy that you say or everything that you do, but having the confidence to have a conversation with you, look you in the eye, shake your hand, that's confidence. And it's not a whole lot of them. To me, anyway. It's not a whole lot of them, period. But I'll tell you, that judicial system was a fucking joke. Especially when I'm watching the goddamn judge ask this lady 1,000 questions and you know she can't really understand you, and then you say, can you understand me? In front of everybody, she says, I speak a Spanish? And it's like, no. And then she had another Latino brother in there, and you can tell he had, look, this Latino brother had his work clothes on like he just got off of building a house. I mean, it literally, I wanted to be like, bro, I know you probably over there working on a house or some shit over there, because he had his work clothes on. And then she asked him a bunch of questions, because you had to read off the questionnaire that they give each fucking juror, which takes all goddamn day, because a lot of motherfuckers don't know how to read. And I just was like, God damn, not saying that I'm the fastest reader, but I wanted to be like, oh my God, can you just ask them the questions? Because they didn't know how to read. They was answering the questions wrong. And when it got to the Latino brother, he couldn't read that shit. He was like, and then he smiled, and she's like, do you understand what the questions say? He said, it speaks Spanish? Man, that bailiff had to come over there and tell us to be quiet. Even the Metro police officer behind me was laughing her ass off. Because, look, by now, if y'all watch this podcast, y'all know me, man. I'm laughing. I'm joking at every fucking thing. Every goddamn thing. Look, when my mom passed away, she told me, you don't be crying. You have a good time and tell everybody what a crazy motherfucker I was, your mama was. So if my mom told me that on her deathbed, then I'm about to be laughing at every fucking thing. Period. Every goddamn thing. So, you know, that's just the way I'm bred. It's hard for me not to laugh. I'm laughing, cracking a joke at every fucking thing, but I was in there laughing my ass off. And the bailiff had to tell us to be quiet again. Metro was behind us. I was like, man, let us go. And then dumbass motherfucker, this how dumb people are. See, that's why you gotta ask questions, even when you don't want to. Because you don't want to look dumb, but you gotta ask questions. I'm gonna ask questions because I don't know. I was like, okay, what do we do with this badge? And what do we do with our parking thing? Because I'm not gonna pay to park. And they was like, yeah, make sure you take that out. Why everybody, when they left court, when they excused the people that wasn't gonna be on the jury, everybody just threw the badge with your fucking parking ticket with the badge, and they threw it in the box. And everybody started walking out, and I was laughing, and everybody had to come right back in there and go look for their goddamn parking thing. I'm like, these dumbass motherfuckers, man. Some people, when they get their shit back, it just shows you how commoner people are and how they don't even understand. You gotta ask questions. And then even when you ask the people questions that work for the judicial system, they so dumb, deaf, and blind, don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, man, and we paying taxes for this shit? That's why I'm gonna start going in the courtroom and sitting. And then I'm gonna start doing podcasts about that shit. For real, man, because the judicial system ain't shit. You got a brother, and then you tell them, then the defense attorney tells us and all the jurors, you guys are fully aware that it's the state that has to prove without a shadow of a doubt that my client is guilty. So if I want to fall asleep for the whole trial, I can do that. Because they have to prove it. Nigga, what? So basically you telling us that you just gonna be sitting at the table on your phone bullshitting the whole fucking time while the trial's going on. They tell us, the jurors, you can't use your phone in the court because it interferes with some of the equipment. But I'm looking at the goddamn attorney be on her fucking phone the whole goddamn time. I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't shit. The judicial system is a fucking sham. So don't be believing in them because they'll never believe in you. So I thought I would just give you a little synopsis on how the system works and what goes on. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into this. This brings me to my next point. Mitch McConnell, he just came out and said, there's no reason why we should have reparations for something over 150 years ago. That's why we had the Civil War. For all you guys who don't know about the Civil War and Abraham Lincoln, all that clown shit, Abraham Lincoln did not give a flying fuck about no niggas. He was trying to protect the goddamn Union. That shit was not about freeing no fucking slaves. Stop believing everything y'all goddamn read. Or not even read, because niggas don't read. People don't read in general. Stop believing everything they put on TV and put in front of you. Go read it for yourself. That's why I had read this book called Slavery by Another Name. They were still enslaving us. That's where you think I got the, he owe you and you white? As Tariq Nasheed says, he's white and he says so and you're a nigger, guilty nigga, fuck out of here. And that's where I got the guilty from that book, Slavery by Another Name. Because that's what they would tell a nigga. Oh, well, he's white and he says that you owe him $50. And since he's white and you're a fucking nigger, you're fucking guilty and you have to go work on his fucking plantation for fucking 5 years. And this was going on in the 1920s and 1930s. But Mitch McConnell says that happened over 150 years ago. But there is documentation that says it was slavery still going on in the early 1900s, all the way down to the 1930s. So what the fuck are you talking about? No, that's white fragility and that's deflecting. Well, why do we? Now, he said it and he's a Republican and Joe Biden said it and he's a Democrat. So what the fuck else do y'all need? I'm talking to y'all out there to know. Go vote, clown, and see how your fucking vote counts. Your vote may count locally if you can get enough people together and vote as a block. But these fucking Caucasian people don't give a fuck about your black ass vote. They gonna do what the fuck they want to do in the end. If voting really meant something, then there would be no voting. That's a fact. If it really meant that the popular, they'll never change that. I don't care how many fucking politicians come up to you and say, we're going to change that, the electoral college. How many politicians have you said, we're going to get rid of the big banks and all that? Yeah, fucking right. As JP Morgan and Chase is worth $228 billion. That's the market cap value of JP Morgan and Chase, which is one of the co-architects of the Federal Reserve, which got started in what, 1909 or 1913? How's JP Morgan still worth $228 billion? Exactly, because he's the architect of one of his many businesses. But we so busy worried about how the Lakers gonna do and all that. And there's nothing wrong with worrying about that. But you also got to worry about things that matter. When people are coming out publicly and being like, why we got to get in reparations? Then here's the excuse, which brings me to my next point. Why is it every time we talk about reparations for melanated people, they don't know how they gonna do it, but when it comes to the Jews, they get it every year? Jews get reparations. The Holocaust, never let us forget it. They'll never let us forget the Holocaust, but when it comes to slavery, they always talk about slavery was so long ago. Y'all only got 5 million people documented that got killed and burned in ovens. And two, they don't like to talk about the war. Hitler was funded by the Rothschilds, House of Rothschild, who funded both sides of the fucking war. Go read about it. Mayor M. Shell Rothschild, they funded both sides of the shit. I got a book over there, I ain't read it. It's called International Jew by Henry Ford. I got the Protocols to the Elders of Zion. Getting ready to read that. And then I got Facts Are Facts by Benjamin Friedman. See, I like to read them kind of in 2s or 3s. That's why I took the 3rd book for me to get the numerology shit. And I still don't got that shit. I'm still lost when it comes to numerology. But I'll just tell you this. They're never going to give us no... Look, we got to change our status. We got to put in the right paperwork where we're claiming indigenous to this landmass. And we got to claim that it's an inheritance that is owed to us because we are aboriginals to this landmass. Because I was I was reading this article on the internet, kind of like one of the dudes like kind of broke it down, forgot. Just like one of the articles, somebody, I think it was Nuke, shout out to Nuke, she shared it with me a while back on Facebook, how they was like, clown, you a fucking slave, you have no rights, you only have privileges and immunities. It was just breaking shit down. And when I read that shit, you have to go read the Constitution. I got rights. Oh, you got rights? Clown, the 14th Amendment says you have no rights. You have privileges and immunities. Exactly. You keep calling yourself black. That's why you always hear me say melanated, 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 melanated. You know why? Because black is a color. You got to go get this Black's Law Dictionary. I think it's the 4th or 5th edition, and it breaks down the law terms. Because when you say black, you're merely saying a color. You're nearly saying you're not real to the judicial system. And you have to change your status. And that stuff I'm going to delve into too, because I want to know what the fuck it is. I want to know about sovereignty. I want to know about how things go. And these are things that I want to learn about, because I'm getting tired of motherfuckers like Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren and everybody coming up with all these excuses about why we shouldn't get reparations, right? They'll do a study on reparations. Or, well, we don't know how to divide it up. We got to figure out why is it? But when it comes to the Jews, when it comes to, I drop bombs on Hiroshima, when it comes to the Japanese, everybody else, they get their money right away. Approved when it's they shit. But when it comes to melanated people shit, when it comes to black people, which I hate saying, or melanated black people, Negroes, niggas, Moors, whatever you want to say, negas, negus, when it comes to them, us, talking about reparations, motherfucker be like, this is what Caucasians do to us when we be like, hey, but y'all gave the Jews their reparations and the Chinamen and the Japans, and you gave them their reparations, but what about us? I speak Spanish? That's what they do to us. Then they act like they can't hear what you're saying. Excuse me? What you say? Then it's, well, we don't even know what we're supposed to be doing with reparations. Like, how does one figure? What the fuck you mean? How does one figure? Then you know what? Then we can do a DNA test and trace back the bloodlines and see. We can trace back the bloodlines. I'll trace mine back to make sure I get my shit. Because I know, goddamn it, if I ain't no descendant of no goddamn slave or whatever, I know my family members are part of some goddamn slavery. That's bullshit. That's a fact. See, they like to talk about Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King and all these other motherfuckers, but when it come time for us to be like, hey man, where's the money at that y'all owe us? Oh, I speak Spanish? That shit. That's what they do. That's a fact. And then don't give me no shit about they want to control the borders and build a wall. They ain't building no goddamn wall. I just went to goddamn jury duty and there wasn't nothing but Latinos in there. And I said, goddamn, so you talking about every nigga in Las Vegas got a felony where they can't sit on the jury? Man, get the fuck out of here. Because you know my black ass, I was in there counting. I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Man, it had to be, because it was 12 rows each. And it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it was 60 on just one side. Damn near 60 people on just one side. So it was about 150, 200 people in there. And out of 250 people, I would say it was about 15 black people. So you mean to fucking tell me that that's every other nigga got a felony? Man, get the fuck out of here. But then you got Caucasians talking about, well, that was 150 years ago. That's why we fought the Civil War. Let me tell you something. I don't like politicians because they bullshit motherfuckers. And it ain't my job to like them. And it ain't their job really to be like. It's their job to have quid pro quo, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us. Go get it. Black Labor, White Wealth. Go get this book and read it. Quid pro quo. Something for something. You buy these politicians, you lease them, and you get rid of them. I ain't gotta like you. I don't give a fuck about liking you. What can you do, nigga? I need the yams, my nigga. I need the yams. What you gonna give me? The yams. That's what I need. That's what I need. The yams. I don't need nothing else. That's why I look at it like this. We got to start educating us. Each one needs to teach one. That's why I brought up Mitch McConnell. Just like that lady asked Donald Trump, well, are you going to, she was like, are you going to apologize to the Central Park Five? Because it just came out that they were not guilty the whole time. And with all the police corruption, he was like, well, they already said that they were guilty and all this other shit. And he put out an ad talking about, they should get the death penalty. But melanated niggas was in raps. I want to be like Donald Trump and hang out with Donald Trump, because that's what Caucasians do, is business with them. Donald Trump also said in his first term he was going to prosecute Hillary Clinton to the full extent of the law and lock her up and throw away the key. And what happened when he became president? Nothing happened when he became president. Yeah, you see me with this motherfucking etymology dictionary, because I'm about to look up fragility. And let's see. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I when I look at things, I just kind of be like, nigga, what you mean it was 150 years ago? How could it be 150 years ago when slavery by another name clearly says something different? But I'll tell you this, that's deflecting. And that's what they gonna do. And that's what they gonna keep doing. That's why y'all see me looking. Let me see if I can find, me. Because I'm gonna look for that shit. Fuck that shit. Fragile. I don't think they have fragility in here, but that's okay, because I don't see it. They got fragile though. Oh, they do have fragility. So fragility, liable to break, base. So fragility, fragment apart, broken off, hence. Oh, okay. Stigmatized by Johnson sightings and not elegant. That's why hey, this book will teach you a lot. Taught me about pharmacy. We always be thinking, oh, I gotta go to the pharmacy. It means poison. That's what pharmacy means. That's the etymology of poison. You wanna know the origin of the word? That's why you always see me having that book. Sometimes I'll be looking before, but I forgot to look before. See, that's why you gotta go read that book, White Fragility. That lady, she breaks down a lot of shit. I just want motherfuckers to know, and people, my melanated brothers and sisters, if you don't educate yourself, not only will you be a slave, you'll be a deaf, dumb, and blind slave too. And you'll walk yourself, and you'll be thinking the whole time, man, I worked my 30 years and I'm about to retire. And ain't nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do. But how you know you going to be able to enjoy that shit? You know what I'm saying? How you don't know what the fuck gonna happen. You might have so many hardships, and so you might even be at that job for no fucking 30 years. And they making it so hard for motherfuckers to get their pension, having all these these clauses and rules and policies. And man, let me tell you something. A job is meant to maintain you, as Dr. Claude Anderson teaches us, and it's the truth. So for all you melanated people that work at a Fortune 500 company and they got stock, get the stock, get your 401k up, and if you get as much taken out as you can so you can borrow that motherfucker and start your own little business and do your own fucking thing. Because that's what the fuck my plan is. I'm just buying my motherfucking time. Because I'm telling you, as long as you work up under that, I know. Because I work in this. I know what it is. You're not going to be able to be yourself. They try to tell you they want you to be yourself. You're not. They're not going to see shit your way. That's how the corporate plantation works. So stop thinking it's going to work different. Because it's not. So stop thinking that it's going to work different. Stop thinking that you're going to work different in that system to make them respect who you are and all that. That's not going to happen. They're never going to respect you. You're going to always be a fucking clown. Your best bet is to do what you need to do. Get in, take the money, and run. That's it. Take the money, do your job, and go on about your way. Stop arguing. Stop making. It is not our job to be the ambassador for racism between the dominant society and melanated people. You know why? Because if you read this book, A Compensatory Counter-Racist Code by Neely Fuller Jr., if you read this book, it's going to tell you all you need to know about why it is your job not to be trying to explain to them what racism is. They know what the fuck it is. And even when somebody goes out of their way, oh, you're racist, be laughing at their ass. Like I told you at that time on Twitter when this dude was like, oh, well, he was like, you're racist. I was like, and before I even respond, he said, oh, let me guess. Black people can't be racist because they don't own anything. You know why? Because the dominant society knows what racism is. They know what the qualifications are. They just play stupid. And you know why they play stupid? Because the more they play stupid, they know the more frustrated we get. And then we come out the bag. Then we get emotional. And then we have a come to Jesus moment. And then we think, oh, it's all good. No, it'll never be all good with me. Know thy enemy and know thyself. As the beginning of the book teaches us in the fall of America about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, you go to them, you seek them for refuge, you go to them to help you, you go to these politicians and these senators to help you. But these are the same people that gave you the poison that you eat every day. So why do you think that they're going to, in turn, help you? Now, there are certain people, a part of the dominant society, whether Latinos or Chinamen or Korean men or even Caucasians, that know that the system is wrong and it has failed us. And they will step outside that system and go against it to educate you and put you on the game. Those people do exist. I've been around them. And you like, man, because you know there are a lot of Latinos that don't consider themselves Caucasians. But according to Dr. Claude Anderson's Black Labor, White Wealth, and you can even look at the Census Bureau in 1990 says that Hispanics classify themselves as Caucasian. According to the Census Bureau, Caucasian. Because Hispanic is not a race. That's why I don't call them Hispanic. You can call them Hispanic, but Hispanics, they're not a race. It's not a race. It's not real. Some shit that they made up. Just like Jews. Jews, that's their own bullshit, fictitious shit. Being Jewish is a religion. It's not a race. But they made it a race. That's like saying, oh, I'm not black, I'm Church of God in Christ. Nigga, that's a religion. That's not a race. And then all these people that's like, I'm a part of the human race. You're right. You're a part of the human race. And within the construct of being a part of the human race, you're still a nigger. So don't you fucking forget it. And I don't give a fuck how much money you got, or how long you been at that corporate plantation, or how many Caucasian friends, or how many friends you have a part of dominant society. You're still a nigger. And let's see how many of those people a part of the dominant society wouldn't mind taking orders from you. Facts. Because the dominant society has always been in charge for the last 500 years. So they feel like they have always been giving orders to us. Most people part of the dominant society, they don't even know what the Moors are. They don't even know that the Moors are responsible for civilization. And then when they talk about Egypt, they separate Egypt from Africa as if Egypt is a part of Greece. They want Egypt to be a part of Greece so bad. You know why? Because of our lovely mathematician Pythagoras. But as Lloyd Strayhorn teaches us, who's a master numerologist, who teaches us, how could you be a master in that right and come up with this when you studied in ancient Kemet for 22 years? And in Greece, it was illegal to study the liberal arts, which is math, science, and astronomy and astrology. It was illegal. Plato, Socrates, and all them, how many times have I said this shit? So when you hear somebody quote some fucking Plato shit, I'll laugh at their ass. Fuck you and Plato. That nigga stole that shit from us. And that's a motherfucking fact. That's why we gotta look at the bigger picture. You got people coming on TV talking about that shit was 150 years ago. That's how they really think. Listen to the context and keep it within context. Look at the coding. That's why we fought the Civil War. See, they put that out there because most people don't know what the Civil War was constructed on. Man, the North had just as many slaves as the South. The North was doing the same shit the South was doing. Don't make it seem like the North was so good and the South was so bad. We was all niggas to them. Don't let them fool you. And that's a fact. Hey, man, it's been fun. It's been real. Look, I got a whole bunch of shit to do. Hey, each one teach one. Get on that corporate plantation. Become introverted. Law of polarity. Get the Kabbalion, the law of polarity. I like listening to Blue Pill, Red Pill, Brother Rich and all them, and Professor Grip. They talk about the Kabbalion a lot because the Kabbalion is going to teach you about, the law of the polarity. There's a balance. And that's why here, I'm talkative, I'm laughing, I'm joking, because, hey, I'm connected with my people. And I'm not just talking about melanated people. I'm talking about anybody that's on the same level and vibrating at the same frequency as me. But when you're on the corporate plantation, you have to be introverted because that's a law of polarity. You don't have to be, hey, what's going on, y'all? No, No, sometimes it's good to just be introverted and be slow to speak and eager to hear. Oh, and it fucks with people. I told you that a million times. I'm not really one to be talking and I'm good. I might converse with certain people, but as far as like watching sports and all that, I don't get into that because I don't give a fuck, because I don't care. Like I told y'all before, the only reason why I'm mad Golden State lost because I got stock in Rucatan, that emblem that's on the left side when they're shooting the free throws by their heart. Either the left or the right side when they're shooting their free throws and it says Rucatan on it. I got stock in that. It's like $10 a share. So that's why. That's why I'm like, hell yeah, win, motherfucker. Shit, I bought stock in that. Don't you want, hey, we got to think business too. Look, let me tell y'all something, man. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. You ain't got to read a whole bunch of books to have a little bit of mental intellect and have a little bit of intelligence about yourself where you know how to look at things a different way. I'm just saying, don't be deaf, dumb, and blind and fucking walk in an assembly line like everybody else. Look, let me tell you something, the difference between melanated people and every other race. Y'all flew here, we grew here. That's one. Two, we built the country that you can come over here. So to me, this is no diss nobody, but you're nothing but a fucking freeloader. When you come over here, you reap the fruits of our labor, melanated people, and then you talk shit about melanated people to other races. I call you a freeloader, a not secure motherfucker, a self-indulged person who feel like he deserved or she deserved this shit when you're a freeloader. You didn't build this shit. I don't give a fuck how many houses the Latinos are building right now, and much love to my Latino brothers and sisters. I know some real confident ones. And they gonna be like, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. We ain't built this shit. We built Mexico. Y'all didn't build this shit. Now, United States of America, and you can latch on to the goddamn Native Americans. Go ahead, clown, because the real Native Americans are Moors. We were already here. That's why you have to read this book called They Came Before Columbus by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. And he will teach you that we were already here. Ain't that lovely? I love it. That's why when I be on Twitter, I be quoting books. Man, go read this. I told motherfucker, you need to read Dr. Claude Anderson's Black Labor, White Wealth. You need to read Powernomics by Dr. You need to read The ISIS Paper by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. You need to be, man, once you start quoting books, motherfuckers don't want to talk no more. Not because you're trying to be educated, but that's where I get my sources from. Like, that's my sources. I don't get it from watching CNN and watching clown-ass Anderson Cooper, who's a descendant of Cornelius Vanderbilt, by the way, and I've said that a million goddamn times. And there's a book called The Prince of Darkness. Jeremiah Hamilton, Port-au-Prince, he's Haitian. Shout out to our Haitian brothers and sisters. And he's Haitian, and he came on Wall Street. He was the first black millionaire of Wall Street. I read the book from cover to cover. Excellent fucking book. And that's how I found out who Cornelius Vanderbilt was and how far back he went. Because I was like, damn, I wonder if he's related to Gloria Vanderbilt. You look it up. Yep. The lineage goes all the way up because Gloria Vanderbilt is Anderson Cooper's mother. And Cornelius Vanderbilt is Gloria Vanderbilt's grandfather. Hey, what's going on, Shawnee Brown, man? What's happening with it? Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. This is a little hood ghetto. Hey, but Shawnee, man, just respond. Hey, I got them products from Black Noble. I'm going to show it again. I got that soap. Because I already got some soap from Freedom Paper Company. And then I got, so shout out to them. Hey, if you know somebody that's working there, let them know. Hey, they might not like this platform I'm promoting them on. But hey, I'm letting it be known. I'm not just on here talking this bullshit. And let me tell you, Shawnee, I don't know if you got that sea moss gold. That shit smell bomb, though. Plant-based, I think this shit smell good. This shit smell like some motherfucking incense. I can't wait to use this shit, all plant-based. But I love this shit. That's why I'm gonna keep showing it. Now that's some real black soap for your ass. That's the real black soap. So I'm gonna be ordering my shit, a lot of my shit from them and from Freedom Paper Company. Cause they get toilet tissue. So if you wanna wipe your ass, you want some shit paper, order from them. Yeah, it ain't all that, but oh well, at least you supporting the black business. You know, and I get a lot of I like ordering like my shirts from CoreyHolcomb.com. His shirts is hilarious. They're very head turning. They will turn heads. So yeah, Shawnee Brown, I remember you said that. So I went and checked it out. Hey, You know I gotta fuck with it, man. And that's what y'all need to do out there. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Walmart is very conducive to what you're trying to do. But sometimes think outside of it. We'll do everything else, but sometimes what goes a long way for these businesses. So I appreciate that, man. I'm telling y'all right now, man. I order my books on Amazon because a lot of bookstores, they don't have them, and we don't have no black bookstores out here in Nevada. And that's why I'm telling y'all right now, man, I've been thinking about that a lot. Starting a fucking bookstore, man. For real. Because if I can just work on some music, do some music, and then read, shit, I'll be a cold motherfucker. I'll be raw. For real. Because I'm telling you, man, knowledge is power, man. Hey, let them know, man. If you know anybody, I'm letting everybody know, man. Black Noble, again, real black soap. Got this from Black Noble. And that's why I showed I even said the address on here because I got it on the back of this sea moss. This sea moss is bomb. I'm going to keep showing that shit. I'm proud of my people, man. That's what I'm talking about. And it's no diss to my dominant society brothers and sisters, my Caucasian brothers and sisters. It's no diss to the Chinamen. It's no diss to the Korean men. It's no diss to the Filipinos and the Latino brothers. Right on to the Latino brothers and sisters, man. I got love for them. But there's nothing wrong with having love in your own people. And any other race will respect you more when you have love for your own. They're going to respect you more when you have love for your own. They're going to treat you like shit when they see that you don't give a fuck about your own people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm going to promote them every fucking show. Every show I'm going to promote them. And definitely I'm going to get some more sea moss. And I got the other sea moss too that's already like in liquid form. And then we kind of looked at the video about, you know what I'm saying, making the shit. But I guess we got to keep this shit refrigerated because it says keep refrigerated on there. But I think that's after you open the thing. I'm not sure. But yeah. Hey, man. Hey, you thought I was bullshitting. I didn't forget. It took me a while to get to Freedom Paper Company. I got that from Zoe Williams' show. Because I'm telling you, man, I got all this shit from watching them. Watching him, watching Corey Holcomb. Man, they the reason why I do a podcast, man. They fucking dope as fuck. Everybody in the United States of America, if you're not watching Zoe Williams, you're not watching Corey Holcomb, you're not watching Blue Pill, Red Pill, you're not watching Brother Rich's channel, you're not watching Professor Griff's channel, you're not watching Dr. Boyce Watkins and Dr. Claude Anderson and Tariq Nasheed, you don't need to even be on YouTube. That's a fact. You're not watching them people because let me tell you, you don't think I just get on here and read books. And no, I've been watching their podcast for a long time. I've been watching 5150 since they was at the Conga Room when they was at LA Live in downtown LA. I've been watching them. And what I like about Corey Holcomb show, 5150 show, it gives you a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And what I love about Corey Holcomb and just people like Corey, what I give much respect to him because he has a Latino Darlene Ortiz on here. I got her book, but this is the difference on Darlene Ortiz. She don't be talking shit about black people. If anything, she be bigging up melanated people. And anybody that bigs up us, I got nothing but love for them, man. So I'm going to always support my people. I'm going to always support what they got going on. You know, even if I can't be there, I'm going to still try to, if they got some products online, I'm about to go get it. Because I see the Nation of Islam on Instagram. I gotta get my Cash App going because I want to buy some clothes from the Nation of Islam too. Because this one brother, he got some cold ass clothes that got like the Nation of Islam logos on it. So I'm gonna definitely fuck with him. Because man, I'm fuck a polo and a Nautica and all this other clown ass shit. I want to wear my people shit. That's a fact. And I want to, another shout out to Black Noble, man, because the product is good product. It's very good for your skin. It's very good for you. And us, as we get older, we get sensitive skin. I'll tell you. Shit, I start breaking out. I thought I smoked some motherfucking heroin, black tar heroin, crack, and speed. Motherfucker had the itchies like a motherfucker. I was scared like a motherfucker. I was like, man, but what happens is when you start changing your eating habits and changing things, your body has a fucking chemical reaction to that shit. Because of all the bad shit you put it into. So, hey, man, y'all need to go check out Black Noble. I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. Shout out to the chat room. I want to send a special shout out to Miss Linda. She worked at the Corporate Plantation with me. And I just was been thinking about her. I want to send a shout out to Miss Linda, man. She like an auntie to me. I want to send a shout out to her. Everybody, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. You know, hit the bell if you like the channel. You know, hit the subscribe button. Hey, and send it to somebody that's on the same page, the same vibration as us. If it's a coon, don't even bother sending it to them because they don't give a fuck. Hey, man, it's been fun. It's been real. Guilty niggas. I'm out. Peace.